Chairman of Koshafai Local Government Area in Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Speaking about this constitution amendment, now that part where they granted autonomy to local governments, you know, that there's different arguments about this. Some say it will help local governments function. Others think it's just a waste of time. Local governments can always do what they've been doing. But how do you see this benefiting the local governments?
Oh, yes. It's going to benefit the local government immensely. As a matter of fact, when this agitation started, it was more of the financial autonomy that people were really bent on for change. And now we have more than financial autonomy. We have the issue of election that has to be stipulated. We have the issue of the Office of the Auditor General for local government. And we have the issue of the state independent election.
Where INEC will now be conducting.
Exactly.
You think that's a good move too?
Well, because, I mean, of course, we need INEC here because the state independent electoral commissions have been found wanting. They've been, so to speak, biased. And if you look at the trend of all the elections in Nigeria, that every governor or every party, ruling party, wins 100% of all the seats available. So it's, and we saw the issue in Lagos State with what transpired in 2011 with PDP, some PDP members who were aggrieved, the son of Banukuru, I believe, who alleged to have won. And then they said, go to court and prove yourself that you won. And so we will not have issues like this. But before I go, let me just try and break down what changes has really occurred. One, the issue of tenure. It has to be defined. Because if you see many state governments, there is no tenure period that local government election must be held. And these are people who
the law said they must conduct local government elections within a certain time.
Yes.
But what we see is transition committee chairman.
But the laws that says that belongs to the state assembly. The governor controls the state assembly. So those laws can be flouted easily. And that's where the problem lies. Then the issue of the Auditor General. Because if you look at that, the finances, if you want financial autonomy for local government, the reason why people have asked for that is if councillors are meant to be the lawmakers in a local government, because it's a mini executive body, just like the state government and the federal government. You have the chairman, who is like the governor. We have the councillors, who are the lawmakers, and they pass and make bylaws for each local government council to suit the peculiarity of their locality. So those councillors are the people who are closest, even than the chairman, in the wards. So they know what is happening in their locality. So when they pass the laws, they now can monitor the chairman, who is the executive chairman, elected. They are both elected, but the executive chairman now will have to give a budget and will have to follow through. And then the oversight function that the state government, the state electoral body does, they can do it as well.
This doesn't happen now.
It doesn't happen now because a chairman has a blank check to do whatever he wants as far as a good old boy of the party. Nobody can check. I mean, you know the situation of I think it was Ammendment who was impeached, and one other chairman was impeached by their councillors, and then the state assembly overturned that impeachment and said it was done in error. And these are and you look at local government, for instance, there is no what you call a guideline for local government. Because now with this new law, with the autonomy, we'll be able to discuss what are the mandates of a local government chairman.
Now, if you say guideline, is it the function? Because it's there.
Yeah, there must be guidelines. When I mean guidelines, every state government have a Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. The Ministry of Local Government must give guidelines as to what a local government can do and cannot do. For instance, the issue of rates. People are charged different rates in different local governments. There's no uniformity. And when you go to local government and find out that why is such, nobody can defend, because you find different people giving you different prices. So these are the things that will have to change, because this new law requires a local government service commission, establishes it. So this service commission would now be the one in charge of the civil servants, because the civil servants is the aspect of the problem. The civil servants who are the functionaries in the local government, because elected officers will go and will come, but the functionaries would remain in the local government. So you find out that people who are working in local government are in sync with the ruling party of that state. When I say they're in sync with the ruling party, they appoint them and they can fire them at will. Because the issue of local government, let me go further, because I've worked in local government. I know what is happening there. If you take the issue of the council engineer and the issue of the council treasurer, there are many things that they could achieve ordinarily, and they are equipped, they are as educated as any other civil servants who are engineers in the state government. But the function of our Department of Works, that is supposed to carry out all of the functions in the local government when it comes to rehabilitation of roads, where the state government has no business in getting involved in rehabilitation of roads. And this local government council already have tractors. They have tractors, they have grader in the local government.
That they can use.
That they can use. It's not used for the public, it's being rented out. People are using it to make private money. So
the local government rent it out.
They rent it out.
Why? Because they are not allowed, they can't use it.
The problem is there is no oversight. Because you cannot find a state government that has ever prosecuted any chairman. Ever. And this is where the problem of autonomy lies. Because when you have autonomy now, individuals like yourselves can aspire, because what it tells you is that you don't have to come from that good old boys of the party for you to become a candidate, because there's a process. And what the law has done, what the president has done, and I said this last year, that this initiative was proposed first by the president. And I was shocked that a president of a ruling party would initiate such an idea for autonomy, because it's almost as if you're a ruling party, it's in your best interest to keep it as it is. I mean, the last guest...
Shocked negatively or positively?
I was shocked positively, because I didn't expect that coming from the ruling party. I expected it coming from the so-called progressives, and they were the ones who were vehemently against it. And I was really surprised that why would you be against local government autonomy? Because what it will do, it will give room for people to stick their being in the local government based on their personal performance.
So that also means that
the governor will not have to come to you or come to the public and say, oh, don't blame them. They don't have enough money. They are managing
themselves.
Yes, they should be able to. Because, you see, if you are a local government chairman and you always sit down and wait for funds to come from the federal government every single month, what happens is that you have no incentive to generate funds. Because as if your function as a local government chairman, the kind of local government chairman we have today, they are not thinking out of the box, and you can't blame them. They don't come from that environment where we need to think out of the box, that how do I generate funds? How do I create businesses in this environment that will continue to generate funds without waiting for revenue coming from the federal government? Okay. And this is key.
Add that to the independent candidacy.
Yes.
If they approve that, how will it benefit the local government? It
would be excellent, because when you have independent candidacy, I mean, with this autonomy, it solves a lot of problems. Because the reason why you want the independent candidacy is not to have the party breathing down on the individual. One. Two, is also if an independent candidate cannot align with the ideology, so to speak, of either of the parties or the political parties that are present, then you can go on as an independent candidate. But now, because the party will be forced, with this new law, will be forced to find the most credible and popular candidate that can perform on behalf of their party, rather than single-handedly and picking a loyalist to the godfather or to the party without the interest or benefit of the populace. And this is where the game changer really for this, because you see, grassroots democracy, if you want to entrench democracy in Nigeria, and I keep saying it, I love local governance, because you don't need to be at the federal or the state level before you can showcase what can be done well and exemplify